Thanks for joining me here at noon. I'm Tatum Miller. Happy Tuesday, November 5th. It's also Election Day. Statewide, over 187,000 ballots have already been cast so far. Polls opened this morning at 7 a.m. with hundreds of voters already lined up to cast their vote. In North Dakota, you do not need to register to vote. All you need is a valid form of ID that includes your name, address, and birth date. Voting locations are up on your screen now. An Election Day volunteer I talked to reminds voters to bring other documents if you've had a change of address in the last 30 days, something like a utility bill or lease agreement. However, there are some things you should not bring to the polls.
Well, the biggest thing is no political insignias, clothing, buttons, those types of things. Nothing like that can be within 100 feet of the polling center.
And a reminder, polls close at 7 p.m. today in North Dakota and 8 p.m. in Minnesota. And if you're a Minnesota resident in Clay County, you can vote by ward or precinct. You can find your polling location by visiting the City of Moorhead polling website. Some of those locations are up on your screen now. Now, you do need to register to vote in Minnesota, but you can do that today at the polling locations if you haven't already. Again, just bring a valid form of identification. Now, last week we broke down all the different measures North Dakotans will see on their ballots. But for Minnesotans, there's an amendment to the state constitution on their ballots today.